Have you ever been in a relationship that felt too good to be true, only to discover it was a nightmare in disguise? Today, I'm sharing a story that's both heartbreaking and empowering. It's a story about a love that almost destroyed everything. Our story begins with a girl who was going through a really tough time. Her family life was a mess, money was tight, and she felt like she was drowning in stress. That's when her boyfriend stepped in, appearing to be her rock, her knight in shining armor. He'd listen to her problems, offer a shoulder to cry on, and tell her everything would be okay. She felt so lucky to have him. But what she didn't know was that he was secretly using her vulnerability as a weapon. It started with small things, little red flags she tried to ignore. He would lie about where he was or who he was with. Strange. Late-night calls would come in, and he'd rush to take them in another room. His phone was always locked, glued to his side, and he'd get defensive if she even glanced at it. Whenever she tried to ask questions, he'd turn it around on her. He'd say things like, "Don't you trust me?" Or "Why are you so insecure?" He made her feel guilty, like her suspicions were the problem, not his behavior. Slowly, he became more distant, cold, and controlling. The warmth she once felt was replaced by a chilling sense of anxiety. Behind this wall of manipulation was a hidden agenda. He'd often ask to use her laptop or phone, saying his was dead or he needed to look something up quickly. She trusted him, so she'd hand it over without a second thought. That was his opening. He wasn't just checking emails. He was systematically accessing her personal accounts, scrolling through her private messages, and downloading her personal photos. He was building an arsenal against her. While he was playing the supportive boyfriend to her face, he was talking trash about her to others, twisting her struggles into jokes and painting her as unstable and pathetic. Too. He was living a double life, and she was the unsuspecting victim at the center of it. The truth always has a way of coming out, and when it did, it was brutal. One evening, his phone lit up with a notification while he was out of the room. She wasn't trying to snoop, but the message preview on the screen caught her eye. Her heart stopped. It was from her own close friend, and the message was intimate, filled with inside jokes and heart emojis. Her world tilted on its axis. With trembling hands, she opened the chat. What she found was a history of betrayal that stretched back for months. He wasn't just cheating. He was cheating with someone she trusted implicitly. As she scrolled, the horror grew. She saw messages where they made fun of her, laughing about her problems. One message burned into her memory. He called her easy to fool. 3. In that moment, she realized her entire relationship was a lie. The man she loved and the friend she cherished had been betraying her together, laughing at her pain. The discovery was just the beginning of the nightmare. When she confronted him, he didn't apologize. He attacked. The man she thought loved her turned into a monster. He started leaking her private information, sharing those personal photos he had secretly saved. She created fake social media accounts, using them to spread lies and destroy her reputation. He sent messages to her colleagues, her friends, her family, painting her as a terrible person. Her life imploded. She lost her job because of the drama he created. Friends who didn't know the full story pulled away. Her mental health completely collapsed. She was isolated, humiliated, and broken. The love she thought was her safe haven had become a weapon that systematically dismantled her entire life. She felt like she had nothing left. Just when she hit rock bottom, thinking she couldn't possibly sink any lower, a small glimmer of light appeared in the darkness. An unknown number messaged her. It was another girl. The message was simple. "He did the same thing to me." As they talked, the pieces of the puzzle fell into place. This girl shared an almost identical story of lies, manipulation, and betrayal. She learned he wasn't just a cheater, he was a serial manipulator. This was his pattern. He targeted women who were going through a tough time, gained their trust, and then systematically destroyed them for his own sick satisfaction. In that moment, a profound shift happened. She realized the problem was never her. It wasn't because she was too trusting or not good enough. The problem was him. He was the broken one. He was the predator. And that realization was the first step toward taking her power back. Armed with this new perspective, she began her comeback. The first step was the hardest, but the most crucial. She cut him off completely. She blocked his number, deleted him from every social media platform, and made a promise to herself to never speak to him again. It wasn't easy. There were days filled with anger, sadness, and overwhelming grief for the person she thought he was. But slowly, one day at a time, she started to rebuild. She started therapy to unpack the trauma. She reconnected with the few true friends who had stood by her. She found a new job. She started focusing on her own passions again, things he had made her feel silly for enjoying. She was slowly rebuilding her confidence, brick by brick. She learned to love and value herself, vowing to never again let someone else's toxicity define her worth. Months passed. She was healing, she was growing, she was even starting to smile again. And then, one day, a message popped up from an unknown number. It was him. "I miss you," it said. "I made a mistake." The old her would have felt a flicker of something, maybe even hope. But the new her felt nothing but a calm, quiet resolve. She looked at the message, took a deep breath, and deleted it without a second thought. He tried again, sending more messages, trying to pull her back into his web of chaos. She ignored every single one. No dramatic confrontation, no angry reply, just silence. And in that silence, she found her ultimate strength. Her refusal to engage was her victory. Her peace was her revenge. She had survived the love that almost killed her, and she had come out stronger, wiser, and finally, free. Faye, thank you so much for listening to this powerful story. If you or someone you know is in a relationship that feels controlling or manipulative, please know that you are not alone and help is available. Your safety and well-being are the most important things. If you found this story meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share it. You never know who might need to hear it. See you in the next video.